Hey, what's up? Back again.
That first bass note hit me in the chest, and I was just like, there's no way that's 2/8.
MBEnclosures has his own YouTube channel, and this guy is an animal when it comes to designing boxes.
It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. What's up, y'all? Just my thoughts, because I'm sitting here musing. I'm just happening to look at one of my 2508s I got sitting outside the box. And I was wondering, and I might call Kevin or Josh or DD to just ask them why. I'm wondering, this has a 600 to 800 watts RMS rating. But it has the biggest 8-inch basket. It's the biggest 8-inch cutout out there. It has 8-inch cutout. It has the biggest basket. It has its own unique basket, what they call the S-frame. And when you look at the landing on the Spider, it is significantly larger than the Spider of a woofer with a 7-3/8 cutout, i.e. Sundown, Massive Audio, Scar. I mean, a lot of woofers, most of the times they cut out the 7-3/8. There's only a couple that come out recently that's going with the 7.5-inch cutout. The Toro, the Cosmo, which uses the same basket. The Toro, the Cosmo, somebody else uses that basket too that just came out. But this is the largest Spider landing that's out on any 8. And having that Spider landing, this thing has 17.5 millimeters X-Max linearly and 48 millimeters mechanical. So it's, what's that? Almost 3 times. If you multiply, that's clear that 1 point, I wish I had a better calculator than this here, times 4, times 4, you get, so it's times 3. 3 times the X mechanicals you have with the X-Max just off this one Spider, 48 millimeters X-Max. So I got to thinking, particularly when you look at, with the DD, it doesn't have a triple joint like most woofers. All other 8-inch woofers that you know out there, their cone meets the former and the Spider at the same location. All of them do that. Every brand of all the hundreds I've tried, they all do that. Well, with a 2508, he doesn't do that. And that's the only sub I believe that he doesn't do that with. I'm not for sure about the others, but I know the 600 and 700 series know. So on this one has a carbon fiber dust cap. By doing that, not letting it come all the way down to the what would be called the triple joint, he's able to get more throw, because now the cone is farther up to the apex when it travels, so you're gonna get more throw using that X mechanical for output. Now, if he was to put an extra Spider on this driver with this big landing, what would happen? What do y'all think would happen, fellas? Well, for one, this has a 600 to 800 watts RMS rating, very conservative. And truth be told, this woofer can handle 900, 950 watts easily, just with this one Spider. This one very unique Spider. I don't know if this camera's gonna let y'all see it. One very, you see the rolls on that Spider? It's different. This is his own cloth, rubber cloth material that he uses on this Spider, okay? It is different than anything that's out there, okay? And having this big wide spinal landing, if he was to put 2, what would happen is, number one, all the saw parts would get heavier. You can keep everything same, but now you're increasing the MMS. You're increasing the mass of the grams of this being moved by the electromagnetic motor, playing upon the permanent motor. So the bass would get deeper, but you would also become less efficient, because by increasing the moving mass, the bass would get deeper, but now it would take more power to move a given MMS over the same stroke. So he would lose efficiency and gain. He would also, by putting an extra Spider, enable it to play in a bigger box. So instead of the 1.5, well, 1.25 they could play in, by putting an extra spider on this motor structure, with this spider and this surround, 40 millimeters electromechanical, 17.5 linear X-Max, this woofer now, this same configuration, don't change the basket or nothing, we're probably playing a 2 cube box. Now we get to the point of diminishing returns. So this is about as big as you want to go with an 8-inch and call it an 8-inch driver. It has an 8-inch cutout, okay? If you was to put an extra spider here, now you got a woofer that can play in 2 cube, kind of more power, true, play deeper because you increase the MMS, loses efficiency but play in a bigger box. Well, if you play in a 2 cube box, now there's no reason to call it 8. If you can get a woofer to play in a 2 cube box with this displacement, and then you can basically, if you can do that, then why don't you just get you a 10? So basically the point of what I'm getting at here is that this is about what everyone's doing now by increasing their basket size to get a given, to increase the output. 𝐷𝐷 did this years ago and realized this is as big as you can go. You go any bigger than this, you need to get a 10-inch. If yes, he could. I mean, look at the landing. He could put a spider pack here. He feel like he doesn't need to, but he could. You could get this basket and get your own spider material and put dual spiders here. Be able to increase the power handling. Why? Because you'll be able to get back to 0 by having the assistance of, you increasing the QMS by having an extra spider, but you also have increased the weight of all your MMS, so now it's less efficient as it was at first. Even using the carbon fiber cone and dust cap to lighten things up, when you add anything to the voice core, you're going to increase the MMS, which is going to change the FS. In this case, it's probably going to drop. The woofer is going to become less efficient. You're going to take more power to move it. But now it plays in the box is, if you got a 2 cube box for it to play in, why don't you just get you a 10? So basically what everybody's trying to do now by increasing the cone size, 𝐷𝐷 has already been on that. This is the biggest you can go. This is the Super 8. I mean, it's just my thoughts. I know I'm probably going to get some flack about it, but this is the Super 8. The only thing you go up from here is a 10. When y'all get to an 8-inch cutout, when everybody, I don't care who you name, when they finally decide, hey, I'm going to turn out an 8-inch cutout, just remember, 𝐷𝐷 did it first. 𝐷𝐷 did it first. So I see now that basically this is about as far as you can go. And I'm seeing other features here, the basket, how he chafers the basket so you don't get no rough edges there when the woofer's playing. You hear very little mechanical noise. I never did free air test this, and I'm going to free air test this for y'all like I did the 6.5, because some of y'all was very impressed how quiet that 6.5 was on the power. I never did free air test a 25/8, so stand by that, now it's just coming. But I just want to give y'all those thoughts on why I call this the Super 8. And just figuring out like what can he do to improve on it, and realize if he improved on it any more, then the thing you need to do to get even more bass is just get you the next size up, a 10. Just my thoughts, man. If you like what's going on, please like, subscribe, and share. I'm going to break down my thoughts, bring down my little bit of knowledge that I have in cardio, and we're going to go together, man. If you can't find a dealer for these big boys right here, let me know, and maybe I can assist you with finding one in your area. But that right there, my boys, my fellas, that is the King Undisputed. Oh, let me make sure y'all can see the spider, because that's the key to this whole conversation. There we go, right there. Do y'all see the rolls on that spider? Y'all see how deep the rolls is on that spider? Let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit more. 3, boom. Ah, there we go. Look at the rolls on that spider. You see how big they are? There is no 8-inch on the market that's got rolls that big. No 8-inch on the market that's got rolls that big on their spider. And if he was to put an extra, and that's what I'm saying, if he was to put an extra spider pack on this woofer, then yes, you would increase the power handling, because everybody's into increasing the power handling. But Josh is not really into increasing the power handling. He wants efficient drivers. For what it would take for you to move this woofer to reach his peak performance, he's going to get that far sooner, and he can still handle the power that he can handle as well because his QMS is so high. This is his surround that everybody's mimicking now. They talked about it and said it was so ugly. Now you see it on GT Dynamics, American Base. Shall I continue? Everyone now is using the rib surround. You'd be surprised who else is going to come out with this rib surround. But it only works if you use a different density of material. It can't be the same density as the rest of the surround. If that's the case, just make it that high. This is a different density than this. And that's what enables it not to dimple on excursion where other woofers would. So, and I'm looking at where could he improve upon this, and honestly, you can't. You can't, and that's why I deem it is the Super 8. It is the king. It's got the most cone area. Beat the kicker on that. The X-Max is great, and the mechanical is even better. The force, the gap is tight. The coils, there's really nothing. If he did anything to improve it, the box would get bigger. And then if the box get even bigger, I mean, I'm playing mine at 1.5 net per. They tell you 0.75 to 1.25. 1.25 is everyone's just now coming out with woofers in that arena using that 7.5 inch basket cutout, and that's what I'm here to tell you. DD Ben said that. DD knew that back in 2014. Fat Now Fix It, man. Get it if you need a box. 404-694-4818. Come to this channel where you're here to learn and argue and debate. But at the end of the day, some kind of knowledge being passed between me and you. Peace.